It's quite interesting on Norton Lane around the Norton Village. I remember this as a kid. I'm sure that Norton Lane used to be the road into Dronfield, where my auntie lives, before they put the bottom partway in. I'm sure we had to come down here. So I always remember passing it on the way to Dronfield, you know, back in the 70s. But I always thought it was a white colour. So is it my rose tinted spectacles, or is it that a price of privatisation? I don't know. But it's quite interesting on this road. I just noticed what looks like a race course or training race course just over here. And I found an hall I didn't even know about, so I'm going to walk back to the hall and show it you. But I thought the water tower, Norton, means something to people. It was always a landmark. But like I said, it got sidelined as they moved the road around. You can still see the water tower in the background, but there's some significant land here. Just over here is the training race course I showed you, and we'll come to the entranceway to this hall in a moment. I'll find out what this hall is. So a bit further round on a road called School Road, we've got this little gatehouse, an entranceway. I don't know what this is, but it looks like some old hall. It's called the Oaks Holiday Centre now, but it looks like another sort of small stately home. Now I'm going to pop along a bit further up to where Norton Hall is. Now Norton Hall is part of Graves Park, and that's where Graves Park came from, Norton Hall. So let's have a walk a bit further along. It's quite lovely around here. I always remember these Art Deco houses along this road. So it's funny what sticks in your mind as a child, because when my uncle got married, and that must have been when about 10 years old, so that's 1974, I remember passing this on the way to Anthersage to the function at the George Hotel. This monument always sticks out in my mind. But I have done a longer video. Graves Park's just behind here, and Norton Hall. So I don't know what the significance of the other hall is, you know, versus Norton Hall. Just, was it a very heavily farmed area? But I'm sort of not going to duplicate content. This is on Norton Church Road. Just nice to show a nice area, lovely Celtic cross. I'm going to pick on the buildings on the main road I missed last time. So a bit around the back we've got something called Norton Grange. I'm just going to have probably a sneak down Bunting Nook as well. I'll just show you Norton Grange, which I'm assuming would have been associated with an abbey. I wonder if it was Beechief Abbey by any chance. But it's a beautiful old building, as you can see. And that's on Bunting Nook. So I said it's definitely got a sign on it, Norton Grange. So I don't know if that's a nursery or whether it's a retirement home or what, or flats. It's a bit grand. Just coming up I noticed a red brick farm building, and that's Norton Hall Farm. Must have been beautiful, Norton, before they started building all the housing around it. So you can see the red brick farm building just over the wall there. And then I'm wondering if this is the stables for Norton Hall just here, but we'll just catch that as we come round. So on Norton Church Road, another gatehouse by the looks of it. To me this looks like the stable blocks for Norton Hall. There you can see the back of Norton Hall. I've done a longer video on Grace Park and Norton Hall, so I'm not going to recapture that, but beautiful area. So I'll just skirt around the church. The Church of St James the Great. Like I said, I've done a longer video on it, so you can watch one of my other videos. It might come up with this video. Anybody who wants some Christmas spirit. So there's a church from a distance. I'm told that this area was actually in Derbyshire not that long ago, probably less than 100 years ago, and it's probably been swallowed up into Sheffield. So even as a kid, being driven through here and looking out the car windows with interest at everything around, you don't see half the stuff that's actually around.
Do you know
So does anybody know what Chantry means? Is it a religious name? That looks more like an obelisk, that's why it really stands out in my mind. I'm guessing it's a war memorial, but it really stands out. Looking again, I'm not sure it is a war memorial, because there's nothing on it to say it's a war memorial. Just looks like the Egyptian obelisk that is by the side of the Thames in London. So can anybody tell me the significance? I'll have a look myself when I get home on the internet, but if I've not found it out, anybody can tell me what it is. So we're outside Norton House Country Club now. I'm guessing this has always been a country club of some kind. What's the sky there? So a moment ago on the obelisk, if I'm pronouncing that right, it said Chantry. Well, this is Chantry House, just here. So, sort of the mystery sort of gets bigger for me. So this looks like some sort of greenhouse, but there's a little gatehouse there. So I don't know if this is what was originally part of Norton Hall or whatever, but you can just see a gatehouse just there. And I think at this point we go back to these like probably 1940s houses along here. So you can see that gatehouse a little bit better from that side. I'm going to buy one of these days, unless somebody wants to give me one. But does anybody know what that's part of, or what was that part of Norton Hall originally? So we're back onto the modern sort of housing here. I'm wondering where this goes down the side of here, but I don't think I want to walk down today. There might be something interesting down this lane at the side, but I thought I'd just do Norton Village and show people. I used to love these houses up here, but it used to be a bit of a drag coming up here with the traffic before the Bochum Parkway. But there's certainly a really nice Art Deco house. I'll just show you that down here. Just looking down Norton Park. If you wonder how much these set you back, and also what's your council tax. So you can see the roundabout now. Cole Aston's down there. But this is the Art Deco house I always remember, just here. But it don't look as good as I remember it, or probably. I'm sure it was a white colour, it's now grey. What do you reckon to that, Richard Burns? Everything's grey in it. I'm sure this were a white back in the 70s. Really used to stand out and look nice. It looks not as nice in grey, but it is a lovely area. Very close to the Peak District, so if you can like the video, follow the channel and click on notifications for new videos in the future, I'd appreciate that.